Well, good morning. What's going on? I said I was probably going to do more videos when I was at the shop, and I don't think I did. I honestly, man, there's so much stuff that goes on that I lose track of everything. I think I talked about everything that happened at the shop. My truck, I put it in the shop Wednesday, and they worked on it all day Wednesday, and then I had to leave it overnight, uh, and then they worked on it again Thursday morning, and then I ended up coming, back to the house with everything hopefully repaired around noon, 1 o'clock Thursday, somewhere in that area. And I looked for a load Thursday afternoon, looked for a load on Friday, and didn't find anything that I wanted. And let me be clear on how I worded that. I didn't find anything that I wanted. There are lots of good loads on Landstar's load board. I am extremely picky on the loads that I take, especially loads leaving the house, because I'm sitting here at the house. I'm not in a big rush to leave, so I'll sit around and wait for a really good load. One thing that's got me a little bit concerned is the Jerome, Idaho load. I was hoping that was going to be a good, consistent load for me to leave the house on, and that load was not posted on Thursday or Friday. I'm tempted to call the broker and ask them if they still have that contract, but I'll just wait until Monday and see what gets posted on Monday. But right now it's Saturday, and I'm doing some bookkeeping. So this is going to be a really, really boring video of bookkeeping, but I'm going to show you what my bookkeeping looks like. Without further ado, let's switch over to the spreadsheet. And this is basically all this video is going to be, is me doing bookkeeping. I'm actually entering the stuff as we speak. I'm going to give you a rough overview of what all this is. So, up here, my income and expenses and revenue, all the income is it's just a formula that adds everything in this column D, this income column. It just adds everything together. Expenses just adds everything in column F together. And revenue just subtracts expenses from income. So as you can see here, the total amount of income I've made this year is $26,771.82. My total expenses have been $15,000. And then my revenue after expenses, how much I've actually pocketed after expenses, has only been 12 grand. And we're halfway through the year, I've only made $12,000 profit. That sounds terrible, doesn't it? A little bit more explanation is needed. As I said, I am inputting my my stuff right now. So almost none of the income I've made since I've been on at Landstar is in here. But in all honesty, I have not made a lot of money this year. I didn't make a lot of money last year. And I've talked about this in previous videos, and whenever people see how much money I make and stuff like that, it's usually a really big turnoff for them. And if they just can't wrap their minds around it. Let me switch back over to me. And I'm going to try to... I've explained this multiple times in my videos. My business, the way I have my business set up, what my goals are as a business owner. This is like an early retirement for me. I just work enough to pay the bills. I've been sitting at home for 2 weeks. I sit at home for 3-4 weeks all the time. Even when I'm out on the road, I'll sit for 4 or 5 days in between loads. I don't run very hard. I only work like 4 or 5, 6 days a month, if that. I probably average working about 1 week a month. That's about all I work. So I just make enough so that I can pay all my bills and set a little aside. I'm not out here trying to get rich. I've already got a house. I've already got a car. I've already got everything I want in life. I'm just trying to enjoy it right now. So I don't want to go into any more detail than that. Maybe I'll make a video dedicated to, you know, my business model, but I'm not out here trying to make $200,000 a year. If you, that is definitely possible, and there are people out there that are trying to do that, and there are tons of channels. Almost everyone in trucking is trying to make as much as they can. I am one of the few people who is out here not trying to make as much as they can. I'm trying to just make as much as I need. So these numbers will go up as I put in more settlements. I'm in the process of putting in settlements right now, but it's not going to go up dramatically. And everything is written off as an expense. So my income this year, halfway through the year, we're about to find out what it is. I still have several settlements to input, and we're going to start inputting those settlements, and then we'll come back up and look at those numbers and see what they look like. I've also got some things I need to scan in, some documents, receipts for expenses, for like putting my truck in the shop and stuff. So this is going to be a time-consuming process. It's going to be a long video. So let's just go ahead and start putting stuff in. So let's see, what are we on here? We're on the May 4th settlement. It's from Landstar. This is a number that I create to more easily track stuff, and it's basically the date. And if I have more than one receipt or settlement for that date, then I just keep adding to it. It'll start out with 1, then it'll go 2 at the very last digit. Will change to a 2, and then a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, as many as I need. All right, so on this settlement, I had one trip. As you can see, I have several Landstar settlements I've already put in, and when I first leased on to Landstar, I didn't run for them I didn't do a load for the first couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, and this right here, this $401.05, that's what they paid me to deadhead down to Laredo to pick up an empty trailer. It was like 65 cents a mile. So far, that's all I've input that I've made with Landstar. Now we're on a settlement where I pulled my first load, and it was a load going from Laredo, Texas to Beresford, South Dakota, and what I made was $2,932.78. That's my 65% cut plus fuel surcharge. Now let's start going through the expenses. Let's see, what do we got here? Escrow, I don't need to put escrow on here, because escrow is not income, it's not expense, it's nothing. It's just escrow. I don't need escrow on my bookkeeping, so I just don't put escrow on here. So I have my normal insurance. $73.05 per week is what I pay for insurance. That's bobtail and workman's comp insurance, and then on top of that, I have my comprehensive collision insurance. That comes out once per month, and it's like $265 per month. So I pay like $140 a week in insurance. So okay, there's insurance, and what else we got here? If I have more stuff that I need to add in, then I just create a new line for it. And I'm probably going to have a couple more lines here. Okay, what other expenses do I have? Okay, security, locks, and keys. So they're charging me for the Warlock kit, $31.22. That's the lock kit that they required me to purchase from them in orientation. They're also charging me for my license plate. And what other equipment charges are in here? They're also charging me for the ELD. And I have my physical damage insurance premium. So let's add that into this one line. I don't need to have a separate line for everything of insurance. So we're going to take the 73.05 plus 265. That's 338.05. So let's change this to 338.05. because they're charging me my monthly physical damage insurance. Alright, so now let me add up all the equipment charges. Okay, so I have $31.22 for the Warlock kit. 38.89 for my license plate. And then $11.11 for permits. And then $78.13 for my ELD purchase. That comes out to $159.35. Let's see here. And there's just a whole bunch of crap on here. And I had so many deductions. I don't think I actually made any money from this check. I was so far in the negative that I don't think I actually made any money on this check. Oh, I also have some fees. $3.75 in fees. And that is from Landstar passes on almost every charge. Well, they pass on every charge I'm aware of. So for them to like put money on the comm data card for me, they charge a fee. For me to take my money off the comm data card, it costs me a fee. So it costs me like $4 minimum for Landstar to give me money. $2 for them to put it into the comm data account, $2 for me to take it out. No, wait a second. It's $1.75. The $2 fee is for the scan of the document. That's the TransFlow fee. So $3.75 in fees. And then I think we're good to go. I think we have everything. This is kind of like a... It's going to be nice whenever I've got all this crap paid off and the settlements get a little bit easier to input. Let me see here. We got the insurance. The plate, the ELD, security locks, yeah. Alright, this one was actually a pain in the ass to put in. Alright, that's all for this one. Now let's go to May 11th. Alright, no income on this one. Alright, what all crap? Escrow, don't need to put it in. At my normal insurance. So that is 73.05 for insurance. And let's see what we got here. I have my monthly ELD crap coming out of this one. Alright, so we have more equipment. They're going to keep charging me all this equipment crap until it's all paid off. So let's go through here. 31.22 for the locks plus 78.13 for the ELD purchase. plus 38.89 for my license plate, plus 11 for permits, 159.35. Yep, exact same amount as last month. Now, once I get used to these numbers and I feel confident that they're charging me the same on each check, I won't have to add them up every time. So now we have communication. This is going to be the ELD. So let's see. ELD airtime 27.25 plus 6.36 plus 8.81 equals, well, crap. That added it up to my previous amount. Let's re-add that. 27.25 plus 6.36 plus 8.81. 42.42. Is that the same amount for communication last month? Yes, right there. 42.42 for communication. Double and triple check. Make sure you get it all right the first time. You won't have to go back and spend hours and hours looking for a mistake. Alrighty. I think that's everything that's billed on this one. I didn't have any income. This is just them charging me a bunch of crap. Let's see. That's insurance. Insurance. Yeah, we're good to go on that one. All right, let's go to May 18th. Oh, I didn't need a slash in there. No income on this one either. Like I said, I don't run very much. I sit at home a lot. Alrighty, so we have our normal insurance, which is 73.05. And we have the locks, the plate, and the permits. $159.35. Let's add those together and see if that math adds up. 299.07 minus 66.67, which is the escrow, 232.40. So those two should come up to 232.40. So 159.35 plus 73.05, 232.40. Yep, that is correct. All right, that's it for that settlement. Now let's go to May 25th. I got like 4 or 5 more. 05, 25, 2021. And, let's see if I can. What it's gonna do is it's gonna change the date whenever I drag it down. It's gonna change it to the fucking 26th. It's gonna. But maybe it's easier to edit this way. Alright. Oh, crap. Okay, yeah. I was about to say, I'm not even going to need 2 lines on this one. fuel tax. $78.74 for fuel tax. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to write that off, but you know, I'll record it, and it'll be a line item for my accountant whenever I do my my taxes at the end of the year. All right, we actually have income on this one. Yay! $3,476.40. That's trip pay. Just a second here. So we have a statement fee, $3.75 in fees. Let's see what we got. What else we got? So we have our normal insurance deductions, which are 73.05. Damn, this one's going to be a pain in the ass. Whole bunch of line items. And then we have the equipment. 159.35 for equipment. Actually, no, the equipment charge is not going to be that, because this is the last payment on the lock kit, and they're only charging me a fucking penny. Why couldn't they just charge me that extra penny on the last one? That's stupid. And let's go through and add all the equipment up again. So we have 1 penny for the Warlock kit. And then 78.13 for the OmniTrack ELD. 38.89 for my license plate. And then 11.11 for permits. So 128.14 is my equipment cost. All right. That's it for that one. You know what? I'm not seeing any fuel charges in the settlements. So they're not charging me fuel in the settlements. I'm going to have to do my fuel cost on That must be on my card activity. Yeah. We'll get to that in a minute. All right, June 1st. All right, we got income again. We should have like 3 weeks in a row of income. So $4,003.32. And we have monthly insurance coming out, so it's going to be a lot for insurance. It should be this 338.05. Let me double check that though. All right, 33.98 plus 3.69 plus 35.38 plus 265, 338.05. Yep. Zero 0601 2021 Landstar. Uh-oh. No, we're good. We're good. I got it. I thought I had the numbers backwards there. No, we're good. All right, so we got insurance. What else we got? Equipment, and then we'll have fees. I don't like that I have equipment and fee. I want to have everything. It doesn't really matter. Yeah. Equipment, and then we'll do fee. The fee is, I had a single load that I scanned in. It cost me a $2 TransFlow fee to scan that in, and then a $1.75 fee for them to deposit the money in my account. All right, equipment. I'm going to have to add it all up. All right, 78.13 for the ELD purchase, plus 38.89 for my license plate, plus 11.11 for my permits. And that's it, 128.13. So that's it for this settlement. Only got 2 more left. All right, June 8th. Do we have income? No income. Sons of bitches. Nothing but expenses. So we'll do insurance, equipment, and fee. I might not have any fees because they're not depositing any money and I'm not scanning anything in. Yep, there are no fees. Just caught a typo right there. All right, insurance should be the standard 7305, and equipment should be the 12814. Let's see if that math adds up. It's going to be a lot easier whenever this escrow gets paid and I don't have to deal with this stupid damn escrow crap. $243.60. Oh, no. I have communication in here. I want communication to go above equipment. I have my monthly ELD crap coming out, which should be $42.42. All right, now let me redo the math here. 128.14 plus 42.42 plus 73.05. That's 243.61. 243.61. 310.27 minus 66.67. 243.60. I'm a penny off. It's 128.13, not 14. There we go. All right, good. Just double checking. Son of a bitch. Make sure everything's right. We're good. All right, now we're going down to the last one, June 15th. Damn it. All right, so we actually have income on this one, 26.45.20. Should have standard insurance deduction. All right, now what other things do I have on here? The 128.13 equipment. And then I should have the $3.75 fee. Just double checking the numbers here. And that looks good. Let's go and see what we've done on the year so far. So halfway through the year, I've made $37,000. I have 17 grand in expenses. My total revenue I've made is $20,000. But I don't have any damn fuel costs out of here. So let me pause this and download my card activity statements and enter those in. All right, got all the statements downloaded and got the files named the way I want them named. Now let's enter them into the spreadsheet. So we have April 27th. Shoot. This is Landstar. I guess I'm just gonna, yeah, I'll just call it Landstar. So 04/27/2021 and fuel. Yep, that's what I called the rest of them. All right, let me just double check what they're charging me for here to make sure I'm not writing off any additional fees. Okay, so that's my ending balance. That's not what I want to put on there. 595.37. Those are my actual charges for fuel. Okay, fuel. All right, yeah, that's it for that one. All right, so that's April 27th. Let's go to May 11th. Once I figure out how to, put this stuff in, it becomes easier. That's it. Okay, so these are really easy to put in. Okay, so May 18th. Sorry, I'm just double checking everything, looking for any additional expenses or anything. All right, so this is 25th. June 1st. I know there's some people that that just listen to the videos, they don't watch them. So let me go over my fuel. I'll try to start verbalizing what I'm doing. So I'm just entering in the fuel charges, and I'll go through them. 1 week, the very first week I entered was $595.37. The next week was $643.77. Then $188.73. Then $347.77, and then $552.57. And we're about to enter the very last one of June 8th. And 06/08/2021, Landstar. All right, so this one is $679.44. And that is all of my fuel expenses up to date. So the only things that I don't have in here, I have one settlement from USA Truck that I need to put in, my final settlement, because they waited 45 days to do my final settlement. So I got a couple of $1,000s from them. I can't remember how much I received from that settlement. It was a return of my escrow is mainly what it was. So that would not show up as income, but I might have some expenses in there to write off. And then I have some stuff, some work I've had done on the truck that I need to scan the receipts in. I also have parking, monthly parking that I haven't put in yet. I need to scan those documents in. So as it stands right now, my total annual income is roughly $37,000, $36,896.74. My total expenses so far this year have been $20,000, $160.70, for total annual revenue of $16,736.04. So what I pocketed after expenses has been roughly $16,000 so far this year. So I haven't been making a lot of money. I've taken a lot of time off. And, I had, the transition between the two companies and all that stuff. But like I said earlier, my business model is I'm not out here trying to make tons of money. I'm just trying to make enough to survive and to keep the business afloat. And I work when I want. I take time off when I want. So I think I'll go ahead and end the video there, because I'm not sure if I want to go down and scan in documents right now, and I would have to pause the video for a long time to go and scan documents in and try to get everything in order. So I don't know when I'd be unpausing the video, and I would probably lose track of where I was at and what I talked about. And then on top of that, I might also go grab something to eat, because I haven't eaten anything today. I'm fat. Yeah, I can skip a meal. I know it. But, yeah, I'm not sure when I would be back to finish recording the video. So I'll probably just end it right there. And this will give you an idea of how I do my bookkeeping. And also, it'll tell you how much money I made this year. Now, it's not like absolutely 100% accurate, because I don't have absolutely everything entered yet. I probably have at least a couple of $1,000s more expenses in maintenance and repairs and parking and stuff like that, and my last USA Truck settlement. I don't think I'm missing any income, though. I think all the income is on there, or most is on there. most or all of the income is on there. So should be good to go. Last year, I think my total taxable revenue, this item right here, this is my taxable income. And last year, my taxable income was only like $38,000. So I'm still on pace to do very similar to what I did last year. I write off everything I can. I write off all of my expenses. So I can't remember what my total income was last year. It was actually kind of high because I took I did a withdrawal from my 401k, and that alone was $40,000 in income. It was actually closer to $50,000 in income. I probably had $120,000 to $150,000 in income last year, but most of it was in write-offs. Most of it was expensed out, and my taxable income was only like 38 grand. And this year, I'm probably going to have a taxable income of around $40,000 again. There are still some write-offs that I'm not going to have on here until the end of the year, because this is just how I write off some things. There are other things, like the use of my house as an office. You don't write it out like this. I'll use a separate sheet to calculate that out. That's not a huge tax write-off though. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of things that I write off, and it gets my taxable income down really, really low. That's what I'm doing this weekend, and then I'll continue looking for a load on Monday, and probably leave out and hit the road sometime next week. We'll see. I'm really exhausted still from the day and a half I was at the shop, because I'm out of shape and I'm overweight, and I was sitting outside and it was like 96 degrees outside. Yeah, I was in the shop in the shade, but it wasn't air conditioned or anything like that. It was hot. I was sweating all day long, and I was helping, Trey, the mechanic, as much as I could. And I was doing other things to fill my time, like organizing, my side compartment and, things like that. So being outside for a day and a half, not doing like strenuous labor, but light labor for a day and a half out in this heat, man, my muscles are aching. I feel fatigued. I think I got a little dehydrated from how much I was sweating. So I'm just wanting to kind of sit and recuperate for a few days, and I'm trying to make it a productive few days by getting all this bookkeeping caught up. So yeah, that's what's going on with me today. I need to download my logs from Omnitrack or Qualcomm or whoever in the hell does the ELD, because they only store logs for, I believe I was told, 6 months, and you need to keep records of your logs so that you can write off per diem days. That's another huge tax write-off. Last year I had like $6,000 in expenses just from per diem days. So if we flip back over to the spreadsheet, if we just stopped the year right now and I had $6,000 in per diem days to write off, then that would take my taxable income down to like 10 grand. I would owe almost nothing in taxes. I would be in a very, 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 very low tax bracket. I might not have to pay much of anything in taxes, if anything at all. Making, only having like $10,000 in taxable income. So that's the reason that Like my job that I had before getting back into trucking, I was making about $70,000 a year at that job. I don't need to make that much money now to live the same lifestyle, to actually live a better lifestyle. I can live a better lifestyle on $40,000 a year of taxable income because of all of the small business tax write-offs of like things like per diem days, and being able to write off some of my house expenses using my house as an office. All kinds of tax write-offs take my total income, like my total income at my previous job as an employee, almost my full income was taxable. Yeah, I had money going into 401ks and I had money going to this and that, and then you had the standard deduction of like what 5 or 10,000 or whatever it was. So my taxable income on $70,000 a year, I can't remember. If I had to guess, I would say it was around $50,000 a year of taxable income that I had at that $70,000 a year job. And now, I can make $80, $90, $100,000 a year and have so many write-offs that my taxable income on that is only like 40 grand. So I don't know. I don't need to make as much now because the IRS isn't taking as much from me as they used to, if that makes any sense. So, like, if I made, I don't know how much money, what I write down is my actual income. That's how much I make after all my expenses. There's a lot of things I'm expensing out, and they're taxing a smaller amount, and the things that I was spending money on, a lot of things are getting expensed out. So I'm not explaining it very well. I'm doing a terrible job of explaining why I have more money in my bank account now than I did whenever I was an employee, even though I'm making less as far as taxable income now than I was as an employee. And a simpler way of putting it is that a lot of my expenses are getting taken out of my income and bringing my taxable income down. So that $50,000 that I had that was supposedly free and clear, I still had to pay a bunch of bills out of that. That $40,000 that I have free and clear as a small business owner, I've already paid the majority of my bills out of that. That is mainly just free and clear money, if that makes any sense. So, yeah, that's where we're at right now. And I'm just going to try to enjoy the weekend, try to knock out some more bookkeeping, and try to get caught up on everything. And it just makes it easier for later on in the year. If I catch up on my bookkeeping periodically every month or two, then it's less work that I have to deal with at the end of the year come tax season. I don't have to sit there and do an entire year's worth of bookkeeping. It's not actually that bad. I can do the entire year's bookkeeping in just a few days. So even if I didn't do any bookkeeping all year long, as long as I had the documents to do the bookkeeping, as long as I was good at keeping them and keeping track of all the documents, then just inputting them into like a spreadsheet to do the bookkeeping is, and let me show you something. That's a time-consuming, pain in the butt process, but it's not as time-consuming as as you might think it is. Let me delete this, and I'm going to show you how I tally all this up. Let's do it right here. Income, expense, type. Actually, I just need the expenses. So $20,160.70. Does that add up? $20,160.70. Yes, so that's accurate. So this is all I have to give to my tax person, is my expenses. And it's itemized expenses. Cash advance, $401.05. I don't probably need to expense that out. That's something I'm going to have to talk with her about how we're doing that. Because I've only done one cash advance, and they did charge me for it on the settlement. The way that they do it, I'm dealing with Comdata and I'm dealing with Landstar. And Landstar charged me the cash advance amount. That's not even a cash advance amount. Let me go back. $401.05. All right, let me pause this. I fucked up. I entered it twice. The cash advance amount, I put the wrong amount in. Let me pause this. All right, I fixed that. Let's redo the pivot table. You know what? So that we don't have any blanks in it, let's just do that right there. And we just need expense and expense type. So here we go. $19,759.65. Yep, adds up. Math is correct. So these are all my expenses broken down. So maintenance and repairs are all the same line item. And I've had $4,400. Now, like I said, I still have a couple $1,000s in receipts and maintenance and repairs I haven't put in yet. And then I have, 3 or 4 months of parking I haven't put in. And then my final settlement with USA Truck I haven't put in. That's just going to be minor expenses, not a big deal. So communication is ELD stuff. That is not like equipment purchase. The ELD, the purchase of the ELD itself is an equipment purchase. But the subscription service and things like that I pay for the ELD, that is communication. $22 I paid for a drug test. The $2,000 for equipment, that is every piece of equipment that I buy for the truck. That's the license plates. That's just all kinds of stuff. Permits. I put that in equipment. Tons of things. Fees. I have fees on all kinds of crap. Fuel. $8,720.37 in fuel. I'm pretty sure that is accurate and up to date. That's the total amount of fuel I purchased this year so far, is $8,720.37. Fuel tax, that is my IFTA monthly fuel tax. That's not my $22.90 that I purchased. I haven't entered that in yet. I'm not sure if I can deduct that. I'm gonna try. Insurance, I paid $2,720.19 in insurance so far this year. So you double these numbers and you should come up with how much I'm going to pay in a full year if I do the second half, because I'm halfway through the year right now. If the second half is the same, then all All right, internet is much higher than this. There's a lot of my phone bills that I have not entered in here. I have 2 or 3 different phone bills that I have. Maintenance and repairs, $4,400 so far this year. Like I said, there's probably about $2,000 that's not in here. Parking, $430. I pay $100 a month for parking, so there should be about $600 in parking here at least. And then I occasionally pay to park, so there should be a $10 or $20 charge here and there. So I would say $700 is what this should be for a 6-month period. About $1,400 a year is probably what I pay for parking. Scales, there's a couple of CAT scales that I haven't entered yet, so that is not accurate. And then tolls, $590.48 so far this year in tolls. So there we are. And this right here, this is all I give to my tax person on my write-offs. I just give them this. I don't need to give my tax person all of this shit right here. My tax person doesn't care about this stuff. This right here, this is the reason I itemize and I put the type of transaction it is because whenever I create a pivot table, it'll add all the fuels together, all the fees together, all the insurances together, all the tolls together, and it'll itemize it. And my tax person, they just get a sheet of paper out and they write down communication, $375.86, drug test, $22. And they just itemize it out, and then they total out the deductions at the bottom, and that's my itemized deductions. That's all it is. It's not, fucking rocket science or anything. So I am not a tax professional, so I'm not 100% sure that everything is going to be able to be written off. There's a couple of, I'm fairly certain on almost all of this stuff. Everything that's on here right here is going to be a tax write-off. There are a few things I'm not sure if I can write off, though, like my $22.90. I just, I pay something like, shit, how much do I pay a year for the $22.90? Or I think you, do you pay for it for a year or 6 months? I think it's for a year, and it's good through June. So July 1st, I've already put in an order for next year's $22.90, and it's like $600 for that $22.90. So we'll see if I can write that off. I'll have to ask her about that. But yeah, that's what I'm doing. We're doing the bookkeeping right now, and I'm going to keep scanning in documents and downloading logs and stuff like that to get all my bookkeeping caught up. This is part of the stuff you have to do as a small business owner. Now, you can make the decision to have somebody else do this stuff for you, but I'm going to tell you right now, putting all the documents together is the majority of the hard part. Writing it down on a spreadsheet, typing it in on a spreadsheet, that's the easy part. And if you're paying somebody else to do it for you, you're still going to have to put all the documents together and get them over to somebody else. You've already done the majority of the hard part. Why in the hell are you paying somebody else to do the rest of it? They're taking credit for doing all of it, and you're doing the majority of the legwork. Take a few minutes to figure out how to do it. Do it your damn self. It's easy. It's real easy to do. You just have to think about what you're doing. Like, what are you doing? I put my income and everything in my bookkeeping so that I can just track it all. That's personal preference. All you really need to track are your tax write-offs, your expenses that you're going to be writing off in taxes. So, if you have a, whatever expense, just, keep the receipts. What I do on my receipts, my settlements and everything, I digitize everything. If I have a hard copy, I keep the hard copy, and I keep everything in a little bin. but I also digitize everything. Everything that I have a physical copy of, I also have a digital copy of. And I keep a copy on this computer, and I keep a copy on my Google Drive in the cloud. So I have redundant backups of all of my tax write-offs, all of my deductions. You don't need those unless the IRS asks for them. Like, you don't need to bring all that shit down to your accountant. If you pay somebody else to do your taxes for you, you don't need to bring all your receipts down there. If they ask you to, yeah, go ahead and bring them down there. But the bookkeeper is the only one that needs to see those receipts, and the only reason they need to see those receipts is so that they can see what they need to put down on the bookkeeping. If you're doing your own bookkeeping, then just write all the shit down and then file away the receipts for your records in case you get audited. Because all this shit you're writing off to the IRS, they can come out there and say, prove it. And those receipts are proof. So keep those damn receipts. But anyway, we're getting an hour on the videos, so just wanted to do a video of what it's like to do bookkeeping, or the way I do it. There's lots of different ways. You can do it however you want. And this is the first year I've ever done my bookkeeping. The bookkeeper that I paid to do it last year was a fucking idiot and cost me several $1,000s in tax write-offs. I don't even want to talk about it. I'm going to get mad. Like, the person who did my accounting last year was a fucking moron. And they cost me a lot of money. A lot of money. So I'm doing it myself this year. I might even file my own taxes this year because I don't like the accountants. She's real arrogant and patronizing, and I've tried to get her, like, I know she's doing some things wrong, and I've tried to correct her on it, and she just gets really pissed off when I tell her she's fucking something up. And I try to do it in a very nice way, and she just gets, she has that attitude, I've been doing this for 30 years. I know what I'm doing. That's the way she talks to me. Like, I'm not exaggerating. She gets really fucking confrontational if you call her out on something. And I try to be as nice as possible. I've been filing my own taxes for over a decade. I'm a little familiar with filing taxes. And she didn't know how to file my stocks. And she cost me a lot of money on I have royalty trust stocks. I took a loss on the stock, but I also have depreciation that you can write off as well, a cost basis. She didn't write off any depreciation. She just wrote off my normal standardized losses. So, I mean, there was so many things she fucked up on my taxes, and then she charged me like $700 to file them for me. Like, she cost me several $1,000s. So I don't know. I might file my own taxes this year because she's a fucking idiot. There's so many dumbasses that I work with in this industry, and unfortunately, if you don't know what in the hell you're doing, if you're not familiar with what you're paying other people to do, you don't know whether or not they're doing a good job of it. So I think a lot of people get taken advantage of as small business owners because they're not knowledgeable on what they're paying other people to do. If you're paying somebody else to do something for you, you should have some kind of basic idea of what they're doing to make sure they're not fucking you over. Like, I'm not a mechanic, but I have a basic understanding of the truck and the APU, and I'm not going to let somebody take advantage of me on some bullshit on that. I have a basic understanding of taxes. I have a basic understanding of bookkeeping. I have a basic understanding of just about everything involved in my business, so that people can't take advantage of me on this shit. So, well, I don't know. I have until next year to decide on what I'm going to do on the tax situation. I might end up just filing my own taxes because I'm really, really, really dissatisfied with the idiot that did my taxes last year. They cost me a lot of money. And they made me send money to Arkansas. I'm like, why in the hell are you having me send money? I don't live in Arkansas. Why am I paying taxes to Arkansas? They filled out this form and told me to send money to Arkansas. I wrote Arkansas. I went onto Arkansas's website. I did their tax thing. I gave them money. They sent me a check returning my money back to me. They were like, why in the hell did you do this? Because my tax person's a fucking idiot. That's why. Oh my God, man! Let's end that right there. Otherwise, I'm just gonna rant and rave for about an hour and a half about idiots that I deal with in this industry. So anyway, that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. And well, I don't know when I'm gonna upload another one or what it's gonna be about, but have a good one. Bye.